of the city of Perry staff's core values, strong work ethic, problem solving, community oriented, shows professionalism and integrity, is a team player, is accountable, and is a good steward. Have a roll call, please.
Shelley,
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Andor.
Yes.
Okay, next up is approval of the meeting agenda. Motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Shelley,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Andor.
Yes.
Okay, and then next up is the consent agenda. It's the minutes of the February 17th regular city council meeting and the February 25th budget work session. We do not have yet the ones from the housing work session, so that'll be up for approval next meeting. There are four payments for contract services to Bolton Bank for a total of $59,851.97. Claims register and financials of $362,418.48, and quite a few licenses and permits. Renewable alcohol licenses for Blue Jay Market and Commonwealth Proletariat. And that one's pending fire and police inspections unless that has happened since this was written up. Okay. And then we have a renewal of a tobacco permit at the Hy-Vee Food Store out on 141. Have a motion to approve.
I move that we approve tonight's consent agenda. I'll second.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call.
Andor.
Yes.
Mahler.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Walling.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
City administrators report, Sven.
All right, just a couple of things, be attending the People's Company / Diligent Development Builder Developer Luncheon this Friday. They have a very good system of tracking the market, the Des Moines Metro. And it'll overall just be a great networking opportunity to really attract some additional developers to town. And then wanted to remind everybody, we have a work session with the Iowa DOT next Tuesday at 1 o'clock to discuss the Willis and 141 intersection. So,
And that is in this room.
yep. So mark your calendars if you have not already.
Looking forward to what they have to say.
Okay. Then we'll go on to the mayor council comments unless anybody has any questions for Sven. Okay, well, I want to thank everyone for coming in last Wednesday and going through work sessions. Appreciate the extra time, and we got a couple others coming up, so I know it's hard on your schedule, but we appreciate all you do for that. I also wore my food pantry t-shirt because it's official that Lou and Lois Hoger are retiring as managers over there, and I wanted to publicly thank them for all they do at the food pantry and everywhere else that they volunteer around town. I'm sure they'll still do some stuff out there, just not to be the renters.
Have they actually set a date yet?
Soon, I think.
Soon.
But it's always good when someone takes over something and leaves it in better shape when they leave than when they got it. And I'm sure they'll have a group of people in place to keep it operating at
I know they're
capacity.
working hard at that, yeah.
Thank them. Any council comments? Thank you. Okay. Next up, open forum. Speakers are asked to step up to the microphone, state their name and address for the record, and we'll give them 3 minutes to address the council. The open forum requests.
My name's John Webker. I am a Perry resident, also a water board member. And I'm here tonight to talk about the growth of Perry.
Could you just state your address too, please, John?
Pardon?
Your address, please.
1312 9th Street. I'd like to, first of all, congratulate all of you on bringing JBS, the Axle Factory, some of the other places that I've heard that possibly be coming to Perry. To help with the growth of Perry. It's a big thing, and the growth brings the opportunities for. Being on the water board, there's one big concern we have. Well, actually, there's two things. The first thing we try to do, we try to produce best water we can for residents of Perry. Second of all, we try to keep our costs down. One of the big things that hit us is last year when Tyson left town. We lost about $1 million a year. Well, they cut us fast. So we're looking at, we try to find all the growth. You guys are helping us with the JBS and so on. We would really like to see more growth come to Perry, which is good for everybody, good for businesses, good for income, just good for everything. Kind of, you just can't lose on it. The more people, more jobs bring to Perry, more we do need more housing. And it's not low rent housing, we call it affordable housing. I kind of feel like our basic income here in Perry is around 20 to 25 an hour. That's basic. I think there's people that make more, people make less, but that'd probably be the basic. And so, the apartments and stuff that I looked at, that they're proposing and stuff, look to me like, it looks to me like it can fit Perry's budget. So I think that's a good thing. One of the apartments I think for the rezoning that they're after is out on Iowa Street. And I don't know if everybody knows that we as a water board, we were in the process of trying to buy that 9 acres. We were gonna put a new water plant, water tower and well there. And then we were kind of approached by the city to kind of back off of it. That the city would rather say that area for some type of housing there, which we agreed to. So we stopped trying to pursue that area. So that's one there. The other one I know is on 16th Street, South Montana Park. It's already zoned. I worked on apartments for like 20 some years, and it'd be great to see houses out there in that open area. It's just been empty forever. Yeah, utility, everything I think pretty much is there. The other one is down on West 3rd Street. And I drove by and I looked at all these and I kind of evaluated and looked at it and stuff. Now that one there, on the corner, there's old building and stuff there, but surrounding that, there across the street, there's a baseball diamond. There's a park a block away. There's Snap Fitness across, there's Quick Star, there's a Medicaps there, and all the places where you can walk to. You don't have to drive to. And then I looked and I thought, let's look down the road here. What do I see? And what I see on Willis is a big apartment building on the same right of way that they wanted to rezone for this apartment there. So basically, we approved a big apartment complex across the police station. Go down a couple blocks, it's the same railroad right away. I don't know what difference there would be there. There's been nothing there for years. I don't know, 30, 40 years, been nothing there. But overall, I think I've kind of heard like pretty good money's there, pretty good money's on Iowa Street. Investment, and I don't know if you're gonna get them all or whatever you're gonna get, but I think overall they'd be good for Perry. The other thing is, I always felt like, if I'm a business guy and I'm coming to Perry and I want to build something here, no matter where it's at, I'm going to ask you 2 questions. One is probably going to be, what's your infrastructure? What do you have here? I'm going to build here. Do you have infrastructure or not? And the other one is, I'm going to bring 200 jobs here to this factory. Do you have housing for these people? Because if you don't, I can't wait 5 years to put a business in here. You need it now. Same with infrastructure. That's a big one to us. Your park out there, the industrial park, it's just a great thing. And I just feel like Perry's gonna just keep going. It's gonna keep going east. Someday I won't be here, but you'll be the 4 corners. So it's something I would just recommend for this whole council to look at infrastructure. I know it's a big investment, and you got time and stuff to do it. That's kind of what I got to say. I appreciate your thoughts. Thank you.
John?
Thank you, John, and thanks for your service on the water board.
I'm gonna speak as a citizen today. A little bit as the chief. Jim Archer, 2287 Dairy Place. I lived in Dairy for 19 years before I moved just outside the city limits, but anyway. To give you a kind of a perspective on wages and that sort of thing, so. My third oldest and my second from the last son graduated from Iowa State University with a 4-year degree. He's got a bachelor's degree. He's actually working for Iowa State University, and he was just until he got a raise, $42,000 a year. So that's a kid with a 4-year degree making $42,000 a year for a university. So if he's living at home with us because that's not a lot to live on. And it's really hard to find affordable housing for somebody, and that's somebody with a college degree. And you're gonna have the same thing with teachers just graduating college. So you take any college or any teacher graduating with a 4-year degree, they're gonna be making about $45,000 a year. So, when people, I think the term low income gets thrown around, people freak out. But I think, those are the type of people that this kind of housing could certainly help. You're having college graduates making $45,000 a year, which seems ridiculous. But that's just the market that we're in these days. And then as the police chief, if you look at the stock of apartment buildings that we have currently, if you look at the last 2 that were built in a program similar to this, it would be 913 Willis and Hamlin Bell, which is right out there. Those 2 have been a huge success in my book. The one is 55 and under. Have we had a few calls there? Sure, but most of those are ambulance calls. The calls over here across from the police department, we've had a handful of calls, but it's nothing any more than anywhere else. So in my book, those 2 have been pretty successful. But then you look at the ones out of McKinley, they're still in pretty decent shape. And then the stocks start getting pretty bad after that. When I first came, Quail Run, which is now a different one, was actually in pretty decent shape. But if you go through there now, yeah, it's pretty rough. And a lot of our apartment buildings are pretty rough. So if you're gonna have a whole bunch of new people moving to our community to fulfill these two factories that are being built, it's pretty sad what they have to look at for housing. You have about 3, maybe 4 apartment buildings that are pretty decent, and then they go downhill pretty quick. So and it sounds like these 2 companies or these 3 companies that are buying for this position all seem to think that they're going to manage things pretty well. So that's the main thing. Obviously, when Kading Properties came in, nobody really knew much about that, and I don't really want to say a whole lot of negative things, but I think the city was like, oh wow, this isn't what we really bargained for. But I think with the
I don't agree with that tactic stuff. We don't want to hear about these things.
what was that? I'm sorry, I won't ramble on anymore, but anyway, just
No more
I think
these things.
these look like really good projects. And
We don't
plus,
have a
from the department head, that's tax revenue coming in that's going to help the city budget, which would be really helpful for all. So that's what I'll. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go too. Hopefully with you did I go. John Schwecker, 19045 150th Street. I'm gonna speak about myself. I'm gonna speak from a public works director standpoint as well. So, I think that this is a great thing for Perry. I think you talk to people, you talk to people in the community and they say, we need housing, right? And I don't see, like I said, I don't see this as low income housing. I see this as middle class housing, right? We do need, $300,000 to $350,000 homes, and we do need honestly $500,000 homes, but we have to have a place for people to come. So that's why I think I totally in support of this. I'm gonna put the public works director's hat on, and what Jim said, we've all sat through budget meetings and talked about, we need money, right? We need more money. This is more money, okay? This can help with everything when Susie's saying, like last year, I had to cut mosquito spraying. Okay, we're done. I mean, I have enough for this year, but we're done. We're going from every week to every other week. We're cutting this, we're cutting that. John cut training, everyone's cutting training. I'm just saying that I think it's a great opportunity. The other thing that I think we have to consider as well is garbage. Okay? All these places, they're going to use garbage, right? So that is going to be more revenue coming in that end. Sewer, they're going to do that. They're going to spend money, low option sales tax, which we're fighting over, not fighting over, but we're, you know, we all want, we need that stuff. Okay. Those kids come to school, those schools get per student amounts. The other thing people might not realize is, road use tax that based off of this census. So you have 200 more people come to town, say, they're going to say each one of those people are worth $137.
You had like 500 people would be.
$65,000 more that goes in the road use tax that the government says it's how many people you have. Each person is worth $137, which I know I'm worth less than that. It all adds up. Okay, so that just keeps coming. So that's another thing to consider of getting those people, because if those people go somewhere else, they're getting that road use tax every year. Okay, so this could really help out our budget and stuff to where, you know, maybe things that we're putting in for capitals would not have to come out of capitals, that it could just come out of road use tax. I just wanted to share that. So thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All my counterparts are. Miss Yvonne Barron, I live at 2409 Iowa Street, and I'll talk on behalf of a resident. So a lot of talk has been talked about as far as these individual homes being put into neighborhoods and the locations of them. As I just mentioned, 2409 Iowa Street, one of the developments that's looking at that doesn't need to be rezoned would be basically in my backyard. Absolutely beautiful. I talked to the gentleman about it. I would be more than happy to have it there. And something that, to kind of allude to what Chief Archer said about the stock that we currently have, and I discussed this with Jeremy today too. I think that when we see things being developed and new things happening, other people will do their part to make things better. So if you drive down 16th Street, for example, there's a fourplex that has completely been renovated. It looks absolutely beautiful now.
Gorgeous.
And that's right in the area that we're talking about. The other thing is the South Lawn Apartments, Curry Park Apartments, those area, they just recently painted those. Like it's an area that I have struggled with a lot. And it is absolutely coming around and being beautiful because people take care of it. And then the other one that's just down the street from me, it's just down the hill. So I am, as a resident, I am all for whatever you can do to bring people to our community, because I think that we offer a lot for our community. We're very fortunate that we have the people that are sitting up here and the people that are back here running this place. And I think that our words and our feelings kind of matter. So not to mention the fact that one by the book, it's just, please, just really, really think about what you're going to do here and do what you think is best for the entire community.
Thank you.
What else?
We're in the process of getting it out. Did you get them sent, Model? Thank you. Yeah, come on in.
So we'll move on to old business. Item A is resolution approving amendment number 2 of the local planning and administrative assistant contract number BG 2223 with Region 12. This is for the Nedgers property at 1306 Second Street. We approved extending their time on the upper story CDBG grant last meeting, and this is just to extend the contract for Region 12's oversight of that contract. And again, it'll go till May 31st, 2026. Could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion, we pass a resolution approving amendment number 2 to the local planning and administrative assistance contract. BG 3 with Region 12.
I second that.
No discussion? The didn't ask for any cost increase, so just the extension of time, so. Okay, could we have roll call, please?
Walling,
Yes.
Andor,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Smaller,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay, item B is resolution terminating development agreement with KM Baxter Investments. It's their development agreement as since business is no longer solvent, they weren't able to meet the requirements that put into that development agreement, and this will terminate that agreement. Sven will probably get more details after we have a motion to discuss. So could I have a motion on this resolution, please?
Make a motion, we approve resolution terminating development agreement with KM Baxter Investments LLC.
I will second.
Discussion, Sven.
So as the mayor mentioned, this is for the building that AccuJet was operating out of. Part of the development agreement for the improvements to that property was directly tied to the operation of AccuJet, along with some job creation and improvements to the building, as well as ownership of the building. So now that AccuJet is no longer in business, as we've kind of gone through that RFP process to get some replacement services, this is just the final piece of that puzzle to terminate that development agreement. And move on.
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Klein,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Smaller,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Andor.
Yes.
Okay, item C is resolution approving task order number 14. Scope of work for the 1,500-foot parallel taxiway extension. This is the one to where we just recently had the cost verification process, and they agreed to that. So could I have a motion, please?
Make a motion to pass the resolution approving task order number 14, scope of work for the 1,500 foot parallel taxiway extension.
I second that.
Discussion.
Before you start, I am upset and a little offended that you did not bring your cat.
I don't have any in my pockets.
Cat free and in person.
So yeah, this project is for the last quarter of the parallel taxiway reaching the turnaround that's up south end of the runway now. There is vacated portion of 150. Currently, tomorrow, we've got the pre-construction meeting for the 4,000-foot parallel taxiway project. So this is essentially it will follow it right up. But as far as bidding and design and all that, while and did this sometime mid to late May, turn in a grant application, and then bring it back sometime around September. Likelihood of this project happening is kind of doubted. It's all really reliant upon when the grant agreement comes in. And with the discretionary funding source. A little bit later than IB and Garrett Jacob.
Will 4,000 taxiway be rebuilt this year or?
Yes, yeah. So with the pre-con tomorrow, they were planning on starting actually the end of this week, but the way we have the contractor, we don't want the contractor to stop at any point and not have any progress. And so the prime knew that, but the sub wanted to get out there beforehand, but then the project would have just sat with no progress for a couple of weeks. And they were working on how they can phase their work a little bit differently, but we expect that the 4,000 foot will be definitely not got a good chunk of
Claim's
time.
gonna get back to the hangar. When you've got it destroyed.
So there, the phasing is a little bit unique. Now that the parallel taxiway is available for 3 connectors and the 4,000 foot section, how we've got it phased is so outsides of the current taxiway will be reconstructed first as phase 1A and phase 1B. And as part of phase 1A, we're gonna construct a new connector taxiway back to the terminal area. So as a part of phase two, then aircraft will be able to taxi down that new taxi lane out to parallel and out to the runway, and during that, during the, I call it phase three. Aircraft will need to back taxi, so they'll go down and use the turnaround or turn right around on the runway pavement and taxi all the way back to A1 and then to the terminal. Overall, we're expecting probably about a week, where the runway is closed. And that's to correct profiles along the crosswalk.
And that was a week of shutdown as opposed to, I think they wanted 3 months
So
of
the
shutdown without
Yeah.
that second connector.
Don't quote me on a week, I haven't read the contract in a hot minute, it might be 2. It's not a whole lot of work in that area, but the trade-off, we wanted to basically, the first idea was to use the crosswind runway as a temporary means of taxiing to paved runway. And just based on the size of aircraft that we're seeing now, it's not necessarily feasible at smaller airports. At other GA airports that have smaller traffic total, say 12,500 pounds, that's something we generally do all the time. And so we asked about potential for using, they call it a test strip for siltform paving, and using that distance or that width as a temporary means of access. And well, it can't just be. Nobody was really in favor of that because it didn't serve any purpose. And at the end of this temporary pavement, like you really did, you use it as. But the ALP, the airport master plan, layout plan shows this future general aviation hangar development area connector taxi lane. And so with the great bids that we got last year this time, and I guess it's always kind of been a part of the project. It just made the most sense based on the revenue that the airport would lose without having sales for 2 to 3 months. This was a pretty easy decision from our point of view, but it takes a little bit of get everybody to agree that. But it worked out, and so it kind of opens not only the ability for the airport to remain open, but also for additional development to take place in that northwest quadrant of the airport. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? Roll call.
Walling,
Yes.
Andor.
Yes.
Shelley.
Yes.
Smaller.
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay, new business. Item A is resolution setting the public hearing date on fiscal year 2027 consolidated general fund tax levy rate. And that will be held on June 30th, 2027 at 5:30 on April 6th. There. In the Clarion Room at the Security Bank Building at 1102 Willis Avenue. Then we will. April 6th, public hearing for the end of the year budget meeting on June 3rd.
No, for the budget.
For that budget ending
Oh,
June 30, 27, but at
Yeah.
5:30 on June 6th.
I muddled that up. And motion, please.
Make a motion, we pass resolution setting a public hearing date on fiscal year 2027 consolidating general fund tax levy rate.
I'll second.
Any discussion?
Okay, over the past few years, the budget process has changed. This is one of them. We now hold 2 public hearings. This first public hearing is on the proposed property tax levy, and this has to be published, and a letter is sent out to all property owners, which is important. It's not all addressees, it's all people who own the property. So this shows the current property taxes and the current taxable valuation. And then it compares it to the current, like next year's taxable valuation, and then if it was at the same rate, and then compares it again to your property tax for fiscal 27 at what you're requesting. So our property tax, or our taxable valuation went up about 11 million, but according to how we can request, general fund, we can only, we have a 2% increase cap, so we can only get about 56,000 more in the general fund. And that includes, the old emergency levy that we used to have separately, the old rec center levy that we used to have separately. We can ask for what we need in property and casualty insurance. And then we can ask for what we need in employee benefits. So this year, current year in, requested a little over 1.3 million for employee benefits. Then fiscal year 27, a little over 1,467,000. That did increase. And then the debt service stayed about the same, running a little over 198,000. But that being said, the levy rate for this current year is 17.92. 583, the levy rate that we're proposing for next fiscal year is 17.91. So it went down about a penny. Now, with the county's property, with the assessed valuation going up for homes in the area, the county is, I think, about 10% across the board, right, Sven? So they are calculating like the comparison of the current versus proposed. So the current valuation, like say at 100,000 versus the proposed valuation at 110,000. So it did, if your house is in fact having an assessed valuation of an increase of 10%, your property tax would increase about $27 a year. If it is in fact a higher assessment. If it's not, it would be. So this will publish closer to the date of the public hearing, April 6th. The next step is after all cities get this loaded into the state budget form, which is same for everyone. The counties pull it down and then they create the letter and then they send it out. So we don't have to worry about creating a mailing list or getting the mailings out. The county will send that out. And then we'll have it on our website. Then our next step is to hold the public hearing. And then after that public hearing, we will set the public hearing for the budget certification. It really is.
So your first hearing will be at 5:30, own meeting. We'll adjourn from that meeting, then go to the next meeting, which will be your regular meeting with additional budget action.
And we'll set the public hearings and then be a quick flip. April 20th, we hold the public hearing on the budget certification and the. Then we'll be done and I'll go on vacation.
My turns. Okay. Further discussion.
Just thanks to Susie, Sven, and department heads and everybody else who was involved in putting this together. I know it's not an easy task. I had a couple balance in my checkbook, so thank you.
Okay, roll call, please.
Mahler,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Walling,
Yes.
Andor.
Yes,
Okay, item B is resolution setting the schedule for the 2026 yard waste disposal dates and procedures. It'd be collected on Wednesdays only from April 1st to December 9th. And I think the procedures are the same as they have been in the past. So could I have a motion, please?
Motion to pass a resolution setting a schedule for the 2026 yard waste dates and procedures.
Second. The discussion? Okay, roll call.
Walling,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Andor.
yes,
Okay, move on to ordinances. Item A is the second, possibly third reading for an ordinance amending the code of ordinance chapter 165 zoning regulation. This is for the property on Iowa Street, yes. Okay, and this is what deferred action from last meeting, so moved it to this meeting. Could I have a motion, please?
I make a motion to pass a second.
Just
Second reading for the ordinance amending the code of ordinances, chapter 165 zoning regulation.
I'll second that.
Okay, do we need any further discussion? Okay, roll call.
Walling,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Andor,
Yes,
Make a motion.
Waive the rules to have the third reading.
The third and final reading.
no, just suspend the rule, you're making a motion to suspend the rules and hold the third and final reading.
The third and final reading.
I second that.
Any further discussion? Okay, roll call.
Walling,
Yes.
Andor,
Yes,
Shelley,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay, item B is the second and possibly third reading for an ordinance amending the code of ordinances.
we got it now, we need a motion to actually hold the reading, we waived it now.
Make a motion that we hold the
Okay,
third reading.
sorry.
You're okay, you guys are just getting ahead of me, you're going fast enough.
Yep.
Alright, so Walling made a motion,
I'll second.
Okay, now discussion. Okay, roll call.
Walling,
Yes.
Mahler,
Yes.
Shelley,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Andor.
yes,
Thank you. Now we can move on to B. Okay, this one's also a second possible third reading for an ordinance amending the code of ordinances, chapter 165 zoning. Take this one from light industrial to residential multifamily, was deferred from last meeting, and it is for the property on West Third Street in Perry. So could I have a motion, please?
I move,
Make a motion
go
that
ahead.
we- Second reading for amending the code of ordinances, chapter 165 zoning regulation.
I second that.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Walling,
Yes.
Andor,
Yes,
Shelley,
No.
Mahler,
Yes.
Klein,
Yes.
Okay. Could I would entertain a motion to suspend the rules and have third reading on this ordinance?
go ahead.
Make a motion that we suspend the rules and the third reading on.
I second that.
Okay, any discussion? Roll call?
Walling,
Yes.
Andor,
Yes,
Shelley,
No.
Mahler,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
Okay. Then I would entertain a motion for a third reading for the ordinance amending the code of ordinances, chapter 165 zoning regulations.
I make a motion that we have a third reading for an ordinance amending the code of ordinance, chapter 165 zoning regulations.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Andor,
Yes,
Walling,
Yes.
Shelley,
No.
Mahler,
Yes.
Klein.
Yes.
And that is the final thing on the agenda, so we will adjourn. Thank you all very much.
yeah.